¿Qué onda? Thanks for watching Doing Life with Jenny. If you are new here, I am currently a Spanish teacher in the US, but soon enough, I'll be moving to Mexico and building a house in the state of Hidalgo. Also, if you're new here, I'm accompanied by Lola and Ruthie back there, both beagles. Today, I'm telling you all about my plans for 2023. These are not New Year's resolutions, just plans. I don't believe in resolutions because if I want something, I'm going to start it right away. I don't need to find an excuse for it to be Monday or the next year. And I apologize, my mic is still not working, so I guess I need to add that to the list of things to take care of, but I did get my new tripod. I'm going to share the most interesting plan for 2023 until the end, so be sure to stick around. The first thing I actually already crossed off my list, and that was to get a new laptop. I got a refurbished one. It's pretty chunky, I don't know if you can tell, and it's heavy, but I don't care if it's old, I just care if it works. And it is refurbished, it does have a 30-day warranty. So whenever I had my yard sale, before I sold my house, I sold my desktop, and ever since then I haven't owned my own computer. I've just been using my work laptop. So obviously, whenever I move to Mexico, I'm not going to be able to take that along with me, so I needed to get one of my own. And also it's just nice to not have to lug the work computer back and forth as well. So that is checked off my list. The next thing on the agenda for 2023 is to continue my Italian and Hebrew lessons. I take one class per language once every 7 to 10 days. This brings me to the next plan, which is very much up in the air. If it doesn't actually happen in 2023, I will start planning for it, but I do want to go back to Italy. I don't think I posted about my Italy trip on this channel. I think it was just my Spanish channel, but I didn't have a good time because I went during the heat wave and most places don't have AC there, so I really wasn't able to enjoy it, so I need to go back and make up for that. And I also went to go to Israel. I don't know which trip is going to be first because I already have gone to Italy, so I feel like I should go somewhere new. But I also feel like I want more time to develop my Hebrew because Italian comes much easier already being fluent in Spanish. But those trips are up in the air, and you'll see why whenever we get to the final plan in this video. I mentioned in a couple videos ago that I was planning on going to Chicago over Christmas break, but then, where is she at? Lola got hurt and my train ended up being canceled anyway because of the weather, so I do need to make that trip up, but I was thinking, I've always wanted to go to a Chicago Bulls game. I'm not a huge basketball fan, but if I have to watch a sport, it's going to be basketball, and I was a pretty big fan as a kid. It's kind of the thing I did with the neighbors and my cousin Craig. So I got thinking maybe I can reschedule my trip while the Bulls will be playing. I started looking into it and I liked the price, and I found a good date over a holiday weekend so I don't have to go back to work Monday all exhausted from the chaos. Then I got to thinking that the two oldest nephews have birthdays coming up and they really love basketball, so I asked my sister if maybe they would want to come along too. And of course that's a big decision because they are kids and it is like 4 or 5 hours away, so she's going to talk to her husband, but they might be joining me as well. I don't know. I won't be offended if they decide no, because I understand that is like a kind of a big trip for the kids and maybe they want to make it a family thing, but I'm for sure planning on going. They might be tagging along, so we shall see. As you guys know, I have 4 jobs. The teaching gig plus the side hustles. Well, 5 if you count YouTube, but I haven't seen a penny from that yet. But I'm almost finished with one of my side hustles because it's like a project that once you're finished, right? But once I have that all wrapped up, I'm thinking about starting a new YouTube channel. I'll keep this one, of course, but helping new teachers, specifically for language teachers, but it will apply to teachers in general as well. So let me know if you think people would be interested in that. But one more piddly thing before we get to the big news and everything that revolves around that is I'm going to be making some shirts. I've been wanting some long sleeve t-shirts and some crew neck sweatshirts. Now normally I like to buy used clothing because I try to do my part to protect the environment, and I like to go to Plato's Closet. So I went to Plato's Closet a few days ago, but I really wasn't finding what I was looking for. but I sometimes think it's more environmentally friendly to just buy new rather than driving literally hours from thrift shop to thrift shop looking for what it is you need, and maybe you find it but it's not in your size. Because the Plato's closets in my area are like each an hour apart from each other roughly. So I didn't feel like wasting gas or time doing that. So I bought some plain long sleeve t-shirts and a couple plain long sleeve sweatshirts. And then separately I bought some embroidered patches that I will sew on to kind of make them my own. Because really, even looking for stuff new, I wasn't finding what I was looking for either. So I thought, well, let's try to make our own. On a related note, this is my new favorite color, this like mint seafoamy green or robin egg blue, light turquoise. That is my new favorite color, so I did get one of the shirts and one of the sweatshirts in this color. I'll be sure to show you once I have them made. I hope they turn out cute. Okay, finally, the big news. If all goes well, I'm going to be moving to Mexico this summer instead of next summer. The original goal was to retire early in 2024 and then head down to Mexico. But honestly, I don't think I can wait that long at this point. So I'm perfectly fine having to work a bit more than anticipated if it means I get to go down sooner. So whether or not this new timeline will happen will depend on two things. One, getting the land dispute resolved. And again, I think I should know something here like mid-January, just the offices have been closed because of Christmas. And then two, if I have any kind of financial crisis between now and like April-ish. Because even if I'm not going to technically be retiring early, if I bump up the move, I do want to keep a good chunk of savings for emergencies and that I can take time off to travel if I want to, and of course I'm going to want to. So as long as I don't have any huge financial emergency, I think I should be good to go in 2023. Now, when in 2023? That will kind of depend on my car. As we know, I have a 1999 Jeep Cherokee. The AC has kind of been going in and out, and at the end of the summer, totally out. If it were just me, I can manage by just having the windows down. But these lovely beagles behind me, sorry if you can hear that airplane, are coming along too, and of course it would be dangerous for them to be in a hot car, especially for a 30-hour drive. So either A, we get the Jeep's AC fixed and we're good to go at the beginning of the summer when school gets out. B, we have to get a different car. Or C, we can find some kind of portable AC unit. If you know of anything, please let me know. But if we can't make that happen, then I'll just wait until October when it's not so hot, and then the windows down will be more than fine, but not too down because we don't want Miss Ruthie here hopping out of the window because she's a little Houdini. No worries, Lisa, if you're watching this. Lisa runs the rescue that I adopted Ruthie from, and she's very picky with her dogs, which I 100% understand. And I'll keep Ruthie safe, I promise. So if I do bump up the move, here are some other things that will be happening. I will be starting a business. I'll either open a doggy daycare and or give English lessons. I can't work for somebody else in Mexico because I just have a temporary residency, so I have to work for an online company from the US, or I can open up my own business. My thing is, like, I have too many interests. I don't want to burn myself out. That's why I'm moving there, to avoid having to have so many jobs. So once I get down there and settled, then we'll kind of see which direction life takes me. But you better believe I'm going to pick the one that gives me the most flexibility, the most income for the least amount of effort. Which is probably the doggy daycare or the doggy hotel. But that would also mean I have to hire somebody to help me because I can't leave the dogs unattended, and at some point I'll want to travel. Also, once I get down there and settled, I'm going to start writing my second novel. Most likely it will be a sequel to my first novel. I've had a couple teachers begging me for a sequel because their kids just loved the novel so much. So I'm going to try and make that happen. But if not the sequel, I will be writing some kind of novel in Spanish for language learners. And then lastly, which is kind of out of my control, But once I'm living in Mexico permanently, it will be easier to date and find a husband, because obviously I'm not going to find someone in the States knowing I'm leaving soon. Even if I can't move until 2024, like, why would I find a serious relationship knowing I'm leaving and I have no intention of staying or coming back? And then secondly, I have dated while I've been in Mexico, but it's more like to meet friends. Like, I know I have to come back to the States. I'm just there for a few days or for a few weeks, and most people don't want to do long distance. So this time it will be different because I will be staying and we don't have to worry about that whole mess. So wish me luck, because you know dating is difficult these days. So yeah, those are my plans for 2023. I would love to hear about your plans and goals in the comments section. And if you would like to continue and follow me in my journey in moving from the US to Mexico, be sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Adios!